Hi everyone. I would like you to create a PowerPoint called All About Me, which will be about you. The first slide you'll put in your name where it says student name. The last slide will be a duplicate of the first slide with the end. And in between you have, you can do 4 slides, so you'd have a total of 6. The beginning, the end, and 4 slides in between, sharing a little bit about yourself. Now if you were to, I have this available for you to review, and you can pick anything that you want to tell me about yourself. And I just have slides in here as examples, and you could choose whatever you'd like to share with me. So before you submit this, what we need to do with this slide is include transitions. So if I were to do a slideshow between each slide, there's nothing happening. So what I'd like you to do on the first slide, go to transitions, and if you select random bars, for example, you could select or apply to all, but I'd like to see a different transition for every slide. So if you selected random bars and what did that do? I missed it. You could click preview and it shows you what it does. Also, some of the transition features, if you choose effect options, you could have it horizontal instead of vertical. If you decide there's always more options and you wanted to pick something maybe instead of subtle, exciting. So if I were to choose dissolve, if you notice this is faded out so there are no extra options, you can increase the duration so it's slower. If you want to see it again, you can choose preview. Now, the first one that I originally picked was the random bars, but whatever's my most recent selection is the one that stays. So now it'll be dissolve. Now, I don't want it to apply to all, so I'll actually click slide 2 and then choose a different transition for slide 2. So if I were to choose comb, and I missed what it did, I could click preview. I have text effects options, so again, horizontal or vertical. And then I'll go to slide 3 and I'll select a different transition. So I'll choose shape. And again, the duration's really fast, so I could choose preview to see it and then maybe increase the duration. But I have options. Do I want it to have be a diamond or a plus sign or in or out? And then preview it. Then I'll go to slide 4, pick something else out, a clock, and I could preview it. I could slow it, make the duration a little bit longer, and again, special effects, do I want it counterclockwise or as a wedge? Now, the slides that do not have a transition do not have stars, so the stars are indications that that slide has a transition. So that if we were to do a slideshow between each slide, there is a different transition. The other thing I wanted to share with you, I'm going to go to slide 2. Transition is what happens between the slides from one to the next. Animation has to do with either placeholder text or pictures, what they will do. So if I were to choose my family, the placeholder my family, I would choose, there's entrance, emphasis, and exit. So if I want it to float in, and again with effects, do I want it to float from the top or the bottom? And then I would select the next item. This one has become number 1. And what do I want this picture to do? So I would go into here, and maybe I would choose grow and turn. And because the text effects is grayed out, there's no other options. And then for the tree, I would pick something else. That one I'll choose swivel. So if I wanted to click preview on this particular slide, each of the pictures show. I could have put this as a group so that they all come on at the same time as a preview. So if I do that, I will have that one do the same thing, which is grow and turn. So I'll choose grow and turn. And then what I have to do, because if I were to preview it right now, there are going to be 3 separate and the names come up at the end. So what if I want to make changes in the order of them, I would have to go to Animation Pane, and I'll close out Format Background. And what I want to do, if you look over in the animation pane, they're numbered and they match the numbers up on the slide. So I actually want to move this one up. So I'm going to move it up, and then I want it to go with the one previous, so they go together, 2 and 3. So I will choose Start with Previous, and now do a play to see what happens. I'll do the entire preview. There's my family name, and they come in together, and there's a tree. So this is a little more complex, but what I did is I made an error and I forgot to include the names of the little pictures, the drawings, and they were separate. So I went into the animation pane and I changed the order of them, and then I put them together so that now if I click preview, it'll first be my family, then they come in together, and then the tree. So on this assignment, if you could add some transition to the slides, and you don't have to have animation on every single slide, but just show that you have practiced using some type of animation. And again, you can always click more. There's some interesting, exciting emphasis and exits if you want something to happen on the exit out. The other thing I want to share with you is custom. So on this one, I did get the GIF running dog, and I just put green grass for the background. So what I'll do is I'll go to Animation, select the picture, go to Animation, More, and choose Custom Path. And what happens is my arrow changes to a plus sign, and I just draw the direction. It's hard to see in the grass, but I'm getting a line, and I'm just drawing the direction of where I want the dog to go. When I'm done, I can either press Enter or Escape. And then if I want to preview what I've done with the dog, so that was under Custom. And of course, you can slow down the duration so it's not so fast. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you. Save and submit.